It is 8:39, 30 seconds away from 8:40, and on the line is a guest for the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. It is Jessica Andrews, the communications director from Otter at Home Childcare. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Tori. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. For those who don't know what Otter is, because we have been talking about Otter for a very long time now, but you never know. Maybe someone missed some of the interviews or missed any kind of advertising for Otter at Home Childcare. Can you give a quick explanation of what it is and how it came about?
Yeah, definitely. So Otter, we like to think of it as a new and different way to think about childcare. We basically match families who need care with parents who can provide care. So those parents who are providing the care, they can get paid to take care of other kids in their community, get paid for the care work they're doing, but still get to stay home and take care of their own kids. So we like to think of Otter as this really like trust and community-focused way that families can help other families create a safe, nurturing, supportive environment for kids. The way Otter works is that you sign up, you go to our website, which is withotter.com, and you sign up, you fill out, a survey about your needs, how old your kids are, but as well as things like your parenting style, home safety things, any COVID or health concerns you have, schedule. And then we'll go ahead and match families. You can schedule an intro call. Some families like to schedule a first kind of play date to make sure they're a good match, and then can book time for care, and everything can happen through our app. It all kind of came about because our CEO, Helen, she was struggling to find affordable, reliable, and safe child care at the beginning of the pandemic when she kind of became a stay-at-home parent by default. She lost her job early in the pandemic, was offered her dream job basically, but had to turn it down because she just didn't have the kind of childcare she needed, especially in those like deep, dark early days of the pandemic. So she started thinking about the childcare crisis in America and started trying to think what she could do to help. So she started reaching out to some other parents, helping them kind of navigate the childcare puzzle. And then in August 2020, she started matching families in need of childcare with parents who would then get paid to take care of their neighbor's kid or kids. And that was kind of how Otter was born. And now we're in California. We're in Santa Clarita in the San Francisco area, matching families.
And this week is, I'm not quite sure if you have found in the last couple of weeks or maybe this week, an uptick in the activity because we are back to school this week. We started yesterday. Most of the kids in this week in the Santa Clarita area went back yesterday, and then some more tomorrow they start back. So many families, this is what they need. Even before, you mentioned this kind of formed because of the pandemic and your CEO saw this need and she personally had the need. But it's always been, I don't want to say an issue, but I'm going to say an issue. It's always been lack of childcare or lack of affordable childcare. It's always it's never a slam dunk. And so I'm hoping your service is that slam dunk for the Santa Clarita Valley because it's exactly what we need. When these families go back this week, back to school, what do they need to prepare? What do they need? And how do they adjust to the new schedule? And what is all involved in the service that you provide?
Yeah, so we've been hearing a lot from families that, the end of summer really crept up on them and it's back to school all of a sudden and, they're not quite ready. So we've just been recommending, if you still have a little time, I know some families already went back to school, but if you go back tomorrow, try and set that schedule today, making sure you're working towards the school year bedtime, eating lunch at about the same time they eat lunch at school, maybe schedule some no screen time so they can start adjusting to that classroom-like schedule. Using the nights before, whether you've already started school or start soon, to really try to prep those lunch boxes, outfits, backpacks, everything you need. So obviously nights may be a little ambitious to keep this going for the whole year, but at least doing it at the beginning of the year helps.
Does it help with
Does it help?
Jessica, does it help with anxiety? Do you find that kids and parents, once they start seeing, I know for me now, I have a grown child now, so I don't deal with school, but I remember getting anxiety when I would see the ads on TV. I'd be like, for the lunch boxes and the new school clothes, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's it here already, and kind of, my heart would race a little bit. It's like, oh, that went fast. Do you find that we're still kind of like dealing with some anxiety about a new school year?
Definitely. And I think in some ways, even in the post-COVID world, even more so, you have kids who maybe haven't done a full school year before, younger kids who maybe haven't been in like the daycare setting as much. So we think it's really important to just kind of validate those concerns by listening, try to talk through them, brainstorm things that might help them feel better in their first couple weeks of school, and letting them know it's okay to be nervous. Some kids are anxious about schoolwork, so trying to kind of wake up their brains, do some reading time, some worksheets, whatever that may be. And honestly, just like the being prepared can help a lot for the kids and the parents when you have everything they need kind of set to go. But yeah, just trying to kind of talk to the kids. The same kind of true if they might be starting with a new care arrangement. They may be with a new nanny or a new caregiver through Otter, a new daycare, and all those things can, make kids nervous, and that's normal. So we just always emphasize, talking to them, trying to understand their concerns, and reminding them that you'll all be back together at the end of the day.
Now, Jessica, as much as you guys try, and I know that you vet these people, and I know there's a process involved. It's not just slapped together. There's a lot of care and knowledge behind you setting up these caregivers with the right people, and vice versa. But I'm sure at some point that maybe it wasn't a match. Maybe they thought, oh, this is perfect. This person lives right down the street or whatever. Maybe the kids just did not get along. And so it was not a good situation. How easy is it to fix something like that?
Super easy. Either party can come to us at any time and just tell us, I don't feel like this is a good match anymore. Can you rematch me? And we can immediately, set in our system just to have you rematch. The algorithm will show us some more people who you would be a good match with, and we're pretty hands-on, so we'll look at those and kind of, person will look and see who is actually maybe the next best match. And you're right, we have had that happen occasionally. We try to make good matches, but it's some things, like one family had a dog, a pretty big dog, and the other family had a 3-year-old, and he just ended up being too intimidated by the dog, and it just wasn't a good match, even though the families were really on the same page other than the dog. So we, of course, rematched them with other families.
Exactly.
Better situation for everyone in the end.
You never know what's going to happen, and as hard as people try to get it together, sometimes there are things like that just don't size up. But it's so nice to know that it's not a big issue. You just rematch with someone who is a better fit for the family and the caregiver as well. Jessica, so let's let people know, because now is the time. I know we're starting the new school year, and we've got to kind of settle into a routine here. So what is the best? We sign up online and then we download an app. Is that how we do this?
You don't even have to download an app. You can just go to withotter.com, sign up online. It'll create a profile for you. It's really easy. It'll walk you all through it, but there's also a place where if you ever have any questions, you can set up a time to talk to our team. We know a lot of people are kind of in that place where they're looking for new childcare right now. As the school year starts, everyone's situations kind of change, whether their kids are aging up or summer camp's over, just different schedules, time for different care needs. So we have a lot of caregivers on the platform right now in Santa Clarita who are ready to be matched. So anyone who needs care, we've got plenty of caregivers in the neighborhoods in Santa Clarita. So
and it's also
them to go to withotter.com and sign up.
And also, there is the first month or so is kind of in flux, because I remember when I had a young child in school, what would happen is I thought everything would be great. Got out at 3:00. I had the caregiver, I had this, that, and the other thing. And then all of a sudden she joined the swim team, and everything was all bets were off. And so the schedule completely changed again, so it changes. Things are constantly changing. And it's so nice to have a company like Otter that can address those needs. It's withotter.com, withotter.com, WITH, otter.com. Jessica, thank you so much for being with us this morning and walking us through this, especially this week. This is the week we need you guys so much. Jessica, thank you. Have a great rest of your week.